And Jason, shifting topics here for a minute. This is a story that we followed a little bit. I had a chance to talk to Bryce Larson. He's a radio host at a station down in Salt Lake. They follow Utah Valley very closely. They do a lot of play-by-play for the Wolverines. And there's been a major dispute between Utah Valley and the WAC. The WAC is falling apart. They are disbanding. It's everybody's jumping ship. And other schools in the state are also leaving and going other places. But the difference is Utah Valley has been assessed a $1 million exit fee while these other schools have not. And so Utah Valley says, well, we're not going to pay that. And in response, the WAC's like, oh, yes, you are. Or we won't feature you on any of our televised games, and you can't compete in our postseason tournament, and you can't compete, you can't represent our conference in the NCAA tournament. So it's gotten kind of nasty between these two institutions. And some news today from Jeff Goodman reporting that Utah Valley kind of going back on the offensive here because the WAC filed some court documents kind of preventing Utah Valley from participating in Texas. And Utah Valley's like, well, they don't hold any jurisdiction over us. And so Jeff Goodman earlier today saying that their legal team has filed in Texas, claimed there's no jurisdiction in Texas. Additionally, the Wolverines filed a temporary restraining order and a preliminary injunction in Utah saying that against the conference for what they're calling punitive and unnecessary actions against their student athletes and the university.
Yeah, it's
gotten kind of ugly here.
It's a bunch of bull crap what the WAC is doing. They're mad at Utah Valley because they were part of the cascade that kind of led because Utah Valley going to the Big West. And so, yeah, they're just mad.
Utah Tech, Southern Utah, they're going to the Big Sky, but they don't have an exit fee.
Yeah, so it's where the WAC is being hypocritical, and their athletic directors are just, the
conference
executives, the conference commissioner, basically just giving Utah Valley the middle finger as they, slowly sink into the quicksand and, sink into irrelevance.
Because the problem is that Utah Valley acted first, and then all these other schools kind of followed, and because at the time, there was dialogue. I mean, there was stuff in the bylaws, I should say, that expressly said, if you leave, this is your cost to exit. But other schools started to leave, and they weren't assessed the same thing because the conference could no longer exist. And so Utah Valley is like, it's the John Travolta meme. They got the hands up, kind of looking around like, why? What's going on? Why are you picking on us? And the thing that bothers me the most is if there's a dispute here, settle it in the courts. Let the players play. Like, let the student athletes continue to compete. This is very petty on the side of the WAC for withholding these opportunities from the student athletes. They have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, they just look terrible. And like when they posted their statement to social media, they were trying to hide comments and keep people from, commenting on. They just wanted to put their statement out there, try and make themselves look like the good guys, and then try and run as fast as they can to avoid all of the very justified criticism for, again, just being petty and dumb and hypocritical. Like, if they were making everyone pay that exit fee, yeah, sure, but there are teams that weren't forced to do that. And so when you're being selective, that's where you're just in the wrong.
You're directing all their ire to the first school that caused the dominoes to fall.
And that's just being a terrible person. You can't do that. They'll think themselves justified, but in the end, everyone knows that they're wrong, and deep down those people kind of know they're wrong too, but again, they're letting their feelings of pettiness overcome their sense of judgment and their moral compass and whatnot. So I imagine Utah Valley is going to end up having some success in this legal battle, especially in getting that temporary restraining order. Because, to be able to play in the WAC tournament, I doubt that the WAC is going to be able to keep them from competing in that with all these legal avenues. I'm not a legal expert, so I can't say that it's a slam dunk case, pun slightly intended. But yeah, Utah Valley has a case in that it's valuable for them because this is one of their best chances to make the NCAA tournament in the last while. Like, while they've been good, they've had Grand Canyon in their conference, who's been a tough team to overcome. And Utah Valley, they're ranked 88 in Ken Palm. The next closest team is 120. Now, technically, they're in third place in the conference right now, but it's because they're 8-4, and Cal Baptist and Utah Tech are 9-4. They're a half game behind.
Yeah, it's a very tight
teams tied
race
for
at the
first.
top. So they very much have an opportunity to be the automatic qualifier out of the WAC.
Yeah, so
They're very much in the mix.
Yeah, they very easily could end up winning that conference tournament. Of course, regular season title isn't going to be the important thing, but like clearly, they're one of 3 teams that are at the top that are beginning for the title. They have the most balanced team where they're good on both offense and defense, where Cal Baptist and Utah Tech are a bit one-sided, one way or the other. So yeah, I think that Utah Valley is going to have a pretty solid case that they're going to be appearing in the conference tournament, and again, decent chance